Good morning.
Good morning. This is Meditation Reflections, and this is the 22nd. We're on the other side of the solstice.
The darkest night
But
is now over.
this is, for America, this is the 21st. So,
They're going through the solstice.
yes, anyway, welcome. And another fine day in paradise here. Paradise is what we call it.
For Taranaki.
For Taranaki, yeah.
The morning meditation was good and was a little bit different.
Actually, way different. It was just kind of mind-boggling. And we had some very direct, not intervention, but very direct help from our guides. They were...
She simply turned and said, "Would you just like to ask me a question? I think it would make it easier."
Yeah. 'Cause,
whoa, okay.
Yeah. So it's quite amazing. And so we covered several different topics.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if we can...
Yeah, recreate some of
Yeah.
the basic message I'd gotten this morning was you're going through the transformation and it's going to be better than you can imagine.
That's the good news.
Which is really rather marvelous news. But she knew that there were a lot of little questions coming up in our minds, and she said, okay, we'll stay linked, ask your questions. So we came up, instead of being in meditative states, we came up to conscious states.
Yeah, we were just in consciously
but still
just
linked.
Asking questions, still linked, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was wonderful of them.
We have six or seven guides that we're aware of and know their names, and others that are there kind of sharing the energies, supporting, observing the energies. So very fantastic things happening.
Yeah. So this was new.
So there's actually we're huge levels of transition, multiple timelines happening. There will be multiple Earths, so choose a very positive timeline for yourself.
That's really very important.
And focus on the positive. The more, what you focus on is what you get. So.
Yeah, very true. One of the questions that you asked that I found really fascinating was you had noticed a little tendency to feel kind of vibrations in your body.
Yeah, we covered that the other day.
We covered the other day, but she confirmed it.
Yeah, and it's just, it felt like, a mild earthquake. My whole body is shaking, but it's kind of an irregular shake. It's not rhythmic. It's, and I like the way you described it, like a cat or a dog shaking off excess water.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what the earth is doing, is making adjustments for its own vibration, because the earth itself is going through a transition. And I think of it as shaking off negativity.
Yeah, which is a good metaphor. Yeah. And let's see, the other one was static electric charges that you'd run, particularly as you're working in the shop, run into the static electric charge. Well, a little bit more than this weather should be producing.
When you're walking across a carpet and it's very dry, and you get and you touch something, you get a little static electric shock. Oh, I've been experiencing that occasionally, and it's way more powerful, actually.
What's interesting is we've been in very wet, rainy weather, and that usually nulls that static electric effect down. And I've had the effect in the studio, which is much damper, and the garage that is much damper than in the house. So we're seeing it in places where we wouldn't expect it. So
we're experiencing some of the transitory energies on a physical level, which I think is very interesting, and seeing them.
The other thing I want to bring up is what Amatri had to say about their experiences of time. That's Anshar, inner earth beings, and they say they're experiencing time as speeding up and slowing down, and speeding up and slowing down in ways that are irregular. And you can just get a little glimpse of that in your own life. Sometimes things seem like they're going very slow.
The day goes very quickly.
Or the other.
Or the other, yeah.
And that is also a kind of transition. And just notice it in, notice when it's speeding up and when it's slowing down inside the things going on in your life. Because she says it's actually very irregular and very smooth. If you have a group together, they might experience it as a unified phenomena, or a group might be strongly linked, or it's
Unless
separate.
someone is speaking slowly. Kidding.
Yeah. So all of these are kind of notice what you notice and give it a little thought and just file it away, because it'll make more sense later and it'll explain some things later, which I thought was really very good. Yeah. So I don't really have too much more.
No, it's
than
just
that.
enjoy your popcorn and
Yes. Just notice these things.
Yeah.
They'll fit together later, and we'll give you a little
stay
further
healthy,
insight.
stay positive, be in it
Exactly.
now.
Do that. Now, we're going to have a little adventure. So the next time we might be in an entirely different location with our morning meditations. But the
We're
meditation-
traveling, so we hope to keep this up, but forgive us if it doesn't happen.
But if it does happen, we'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings.